Everybody, sorry, I've just um, I don't actually know if you can hear me because it doesn't really tell you if the audience can hear me. I'm just assuming you can hear. I don't know if you can hear me or not. So if you can hear me, you can put a comment in the comment section. Let me know. But I don't know if you can hear me or not actually because it's just it says live. But I don't know if the audience can hear me. So let me know if you can hear me. Say hi and just let me know in the comments. Comment if you can hear me. Just say I can hear you because I literally don't know if you can hear me. And the microphone, according to the little thing on the screen, it's switched on. I don't know if you can hear me or not. So if you can hear me, let me know. Anyway, I'm just going to assume you can hear me, and I'm going to carry on with this live. This is the first live I've done on YouTube, and the reason why I did it is because I just thought I'd get the experience of doing a live because I've not done a live before. You know what I mean? I normally do a video and then I post it to the YouTube channel, and then when I post the video, people start watching the video, and then they start making comments, and I just look at the comments and just think, well, that's really nice, really really nice. I'm really happy. By the way, this live, and like I say, if you can see this live and you can just make a comment, just say you can hear me. Let me know. You know what I mean. Now I can see one comment. It says, "I don't like you." That's I don't know. That is Minza Udin or something. Thank you, Minza, for your comment. Anyway, someone, if you can hear what I'm saying, can just put in a comment. Just put I can hear you. Okay, right. But anyway, I'm just looking at this article in the paper in the news, and it's talking about a young lady called Shamima Begum, um, and there's a report here in the Guardian newspaper. In the Guardian newspaper, written by someone called Peter Walker, his headline is "Ministers Cannot Go on Ignoring the Shamima Begum Case for Two Important Reasons." So the picture over there, the fate of the woman who left the UK at 15 in search of Islamic State raises wider questions about citizenship. And there's a picture of Shamima Begum, but you can't see her. But it's on the screen there. Just want to look a bit at this article because it says here in the article, while many aspects of the UK political polling have shifted drastically since 2019, the public view of Shamima Begum has remained largely fixed. And the fixed view of the public is that the majority don't want the 26-year-old back in the UK. It says in 2019, Sajid Javid, the Home Secretary at the time, stripped her of her citizenship on the ground that she was a security threat. So Sajid Javid stripped of her citizenship, and he didn't want to be in the UK. So she was cast out of the country. Really, she was no longer a British citizen because she travelled as a schoolgirl with friends to the territory controlled by the Islamic IS in Syria, and that's what she did and that's why he took her citizenship away from her Sajid Javid. So the fast forward now to November 2025, and it said in the poll, according to this report from the Guardian, 2/3 of people thought Shamima Begum should be allowed back in the UK. So it's saying that some people do want her back in, and some don't. So they're talking about it, they're arguing about it really. They're arguing about whether they should bring her back in or not. And what do you think? Do you think you should bring Shamima back in? Give your comments in the comment section. She should be allowed back in. She went to the ISIS, she joined the Islamic State, and then she got into a lot of difficulty with her life there. It wasn't easy to realise when she got there. It wasn't a holiday camp. It wasn't Butlins. It wasn't the travel lodge. She had a difficult time. She suffered a lot of different problems. because of the decision to leave the UK when she was about 15 and join a terrorist organisation. So now she's struggling. We've seen the reports over the years, what's gone on in her life and how she's suffered. But what do you think? Do you think she should be allowed back in the UK now because she has suffered, hasn't she? She's gone through a lot, but do you think she should now be brought back in? And if she is brought back in, what will happen to her? Well, of course, she won't be homeless, will she? She will be given somewhere to live, maybe a nice house if she's got children. I think she's got at least one. But she's probably given like a house or something. We don't know. She should give her some sort of accommodation, won't they, if she's brought back? It says that in this report about Shamima that she said that other people as well involved. In November, it says a report into counter-terrorism by the Commission of Senior UK Lawyers said that the government's refusal to repatriate most of the several dozen Britons still living in camps for former ISIS members and their families is becoming untenable. So it's saying that UK lawyers said the government's refusal. So it's trying to say there's some lawyers here in the UK, according to this report here. Lawyers, solicitors, I think they're classes in the UK. Anyways, they say that they should be brought back. It's not just about Shamima in this one. Shamima Begum, it's talking about also others that did the same, similar to her. They're in the British citizen, well, they were, I don't know, the British sort of citizens, perhaps they were born in Britain or they've got British citizenship, but they ended up in the camps of former ISIS members. And according to these lawyers here, they're saying that they think they should be brought back. It said that between 55 and 72 people with links to the UK remain in the camps, among them about 30 to 40 children living in inhumane conditions, often dangerous conditions. And it added that other countries have already taken action on the issue. So it says, if one was to argue that the 15-year-old Begum was old enough to understand the implications of seeking out self-styled global caliphate that has carried out numerous atrocities, human rights abuses, the lawyer, UK, have never sought to hold her to account, nor has it sought to take responsibility for the actions of someone who, when she left the UK, was entirely a product of her home country. So, according to the report here, it says, what it says in the Guardian, it says it describing Shamima Begum as entirely a product of her home country. So, for some reason, it's saying that UK is in some sense complicit in Shamima Begum's actions. So it's the fault of the UK, basically. They're blaming the UK for Shamima making the decision to join ISIS. And it says the case highlights another political quandary, which is not currently high on the list of voters' concerns, but have potentially huge repercussions. What does it mean for the rights of Britons who have migrant heritage? So they brought in Britons who have migrant heritage. So obviously, when you think about that statement there, it's saying there's a political quandary because the rights of, there's concerns about the repercussions for people who, what does it mean for the rights of Britons who have migrant heritage? So people that have got migrant heritage, maybe your family or your parents or someone born abroad or whatever, you live in the UK, in the current report here, they're saying that because of Shamima's issues and what issues she's caused, you might feel a bit afraid because you're of a background, a migrant background. Obviously, does it make sense really, does it? Because if you think about it, if someone is living a normal life in UK and they're a British citizen and they're legal in the country, maybe they're born here, whatever, and they're not they're not going to get the citizenship taken away from them, are they, if they're a legally person in the country and they're living a normal life, they're not doing anything wrong like planning to kill people or hurt people. So really, that's obviously a lot of rubbish in that article, isn't it? Really? Bringing in other things, nothing to do with it. Obviously, she went from the UK when she was 15. She left the UK and she decided to join a group that, terrorist group really. So according to the article, it's like trying to make out that it's somehow it's UK's fault. Really, it doesn't make sense, does it? Obviously, she made her own decision and she went. Just like when you want to go somewhere on a holiday or something like that. You make a decision, you book your flight, don't you? She made a decision to book a flight to go to a place where, of course, these type of people that like to hurt other people live. And she wanted to join them, and she was happy to join them at the time. So really, it's her own fault, isn't it? I mean, you might have sympathy. Have you got sympathy for her? Are you sympathetic? Do you feel like Shamima's a victim? Do you think she's a victim of her own stupidity? Do you believe that she is, she should come back to the UK now and get a nice house or maybe somewhere to live, somewhere, even in prison, maybe bring her back and put her in an open prison, but make sure it's comfortable. Maybe with television, maybe, make sure she's got a Netflix account, of course, and make sure she's got an Amazon Prime if she wants to order stuff online. Because that's what people, it's, I don't know. Anyway, what do you think? Give me your comments in the comment section. How do you feel? Give me your comments on it. That's what I want to know. What are your comments? Someone said, too quiet, but I'm just talking about this issue of Shamima Begum because it's an important one, isn't it? So I think that the lie's going to finish soon. But I'm going to move on to another subject before I finish. I've got just else I want to bring out interesting little bit of information here on the computer. It says on here, it says in Manchester, UK, violence was on the streets of Manchester, UK. Cars were smashed during a protest. And it said it was yesterday. Police on the streets. According to this report here, it says chaos erupted on the streets in Manchester at late night. At late night, police flooded the area and sealed it off following protests, which turned violent. So there was some protests in Manchester yesterday, and it turned violent. The police were involved. Multiple police officers seen standing guard on Winslow Road in Manchester, known locally as the Curry Mile. It's a popular area where people go to have something to eat with their families, and they make nice food there. Lovely food. You go there, Curry Mile. I've been before. It's brilliant there. The food, amazing, great atmosphere. But for some reason, in the Curry Mile was rioting, fighting, issues yesterday. It said car windows were reportedly smashed and crowds were seen shouting and scuffling with one another. So the protests were being held over the conflict between Syrian government troops and the Kurdish-led democratic forces. So that's why they were protesting in Manchester, because of what's happening in Kurdish-led Syrian government troops and the Kurdish-led Syrian democratic forces. So they're smashing up Manchester because of what's happening in Syria, according to this. Doesn't make sense, does it, really? Think about it. Anyway, it said a large group were predominantly male. Surprise, surprise. And they were gathered on the main road from around 9 p.m. and were seen pushing towards police officers who had been called to the area. So the police, it looks like they were confronting police on Winslow Road in Manchester. So the riot van came on the scene and as police blocked the road, preventing other cars from travelling through Winslow Road in Manchester. Buses were diverted as well from the area. So normally buses travel on Winslow Road, but because of the rioting and the issues there, the buses were diverted from the area. So it's quite a serious incident, that, isn't it? That's it says it wasn't clear if any arrests were made in the article there. That's interesting, isn't it? Issues in Manchester, Wimbledon Road. And that's what happened, was some sort of riot there. Okay. And there's another one actually. There's another like, little report I want to bring to your attention as well before I conclude this live stream, because what I want to make sure is something actually interesting. Unfortunately, you can't see the screen because it's not really set up like that. But let me just show you something here. I'm going to read you something. There's a funny one here, funny article. Yes, it's a funny article. It's you know, the singer Gary Barlow in Take That, he was mentioned in the news because I'll just read it to you 1 second. Because there's loads of that. No, we've gone to this page, it's like loads of adverts. Anyway, it said Kent Police, right? The Kent Police released an e-fit of a suspected robber said to be a Gary Barlow lookalike. So people were saying that it looks like the singer from Take That, the suspected thief. It said police released an e-fit of a suspected robber said to be a Gary Barlow lookalike. Commenters on Facebook said a computer-generated image of the alleged criminal was a spit of Take That frontman. And the Kent Police uploaded the picture to its social media account following an incident in Ramsgate on December 16th last year. And the force said a bag was snatched from a teenage boy after threats were made to him near the town's train station. So there's someone that looks a bit like Gary Barlow from Take That, and they're saying that he's done some there with threats and the bag was snatched as well. It said the January 16th post attracted 600 comments, many of which referenced the e-fit. One user wrote, "They always look like Gary Barlow." So I thought it was interesting. And then another reference in the Take That Back for Good added, "Whatever he said, whatever he did, he didn't mean it." Others were quick to compare the post to a scene from a spoof spy film, Johnny English, as well as saying the image looks like a video game character from GTA or The Sims. So there's a lookalike of Gary Barlow, and it's not Gary Barlow because obviously he's not going to be snatching, is he? But I thought it was funny. And obviously I can't show it in the picture at the moment, but in the future I'll show you pictures. At the moment I can't do that. But it's funny that a report about Gary Barlow. Some guy looks a bit like him that looks like he's caused trouble and the police are looking for him in Kent. Okay? I want to share some more information before I conclude. Let me see if we can get information for get information for a second. This is an interesting story here. It says brazen hug thief laughs at victim in court and celebrates with lucky bonus scratch card. And this is what it said. It said here, a woman embraced a student making his way home from a night out in order to nick his gold chain and flog it for £3,000 at a pawn shop, and was then seen trying her luck on scratch cards after laughing about it in court. Teresa Powell chuckled and chatted with her victim before seizing the chance to swipe his jewellery worth $8,000 while wrapping her arms around him. However, after waking the following morning to discover his necklace missing, he embarked on somewhat amateur sleuthing managed to trace the stolen item to a pawnbroker where it had been sold within hours of the theft. So she stole his necklace. God, this he didn't even know until the next day. During the hearing at Liverpool Crown Court, emerged that the university student Lewis Clayton, 21, was heading back to the halls of residence following the night out in Liverpool City Centre at around 3 a.m. on September 21st, 2024. And this is in the Liverpool Echo paper. Having knocked back 67 alcoholic drinks, he was then approached by Powell in Islington area, with a 37-year-old having started talking to him and engaged in conversation with him. Derek Jones, prosecutor, outlined how the pair then went their separate ways briefly before another woman requested to use Mr. Clayton's phone, to which he agreed. But the defendant of Longmore Lane in Fazakerley then came back and began chatting with him once more. Mr. Jones recounted he recalls laughing with her and putting his arms around him and hugging him. At the time, Mr. Clayton was wearing a clearly visible heavy gold chain around his neck. He woke up the next morning and realised the chain was gone. He realised that the woman who hugged him must have been the one that took it from him early in the hours of the morning. And so he had the wherewithal to realise that his phone was being used. So he visited the police. The police subsequently visited the mentioned pawn shop and unearthed his CCTV footage showing Powell at the establishment later the same morning, flogging the £3,000 chain. Mr. Clayton reported that the piece of jewellery was eventually returned to him, had been a gift from his parents and was valued at around £8,000, having been insured for £14,000. So she hugged him and she took his chain. She hugged him and took his chain. It said during the questioning, Powell denied any part in the theft and informed detectives that she had simply pawned a gold chain at the request of others. She had a criminal record comprising of 25 previous convictions, 44 offences, including theft, fraud, and handling stolen goods as a youth, before a hiatus in their criminal record between April 2010 and 2023. So, Powell had been involved in additional instances of shoplifting and possession of Class A drugs, clearly indicating the acquisition crime as a result of a long-term Class A drug addiction. She has also failed to show up for previously scheduled sentencing hearing in the current case last October, remaining on the run for roughly 2 months before being apprehended in December 2025. So obviously she's like a drug person, she's in drugs, this lady. Marissa Powell, she's obviously some sort of drug on drugs. So she's and she nicked his necklace, didn't she? So that's not a nice one, is it? Anyway, that's a little story I thought I'd share with you. She hugged him. So next time, if you're on a night out, you've got a necklace worth £8,000 around your neck. Don't let anybody hug you, especially if a woman comes and tries to hug you. Just don't let her hug you, because more than likely, if someone hugs you, they're going to take your necklace. Okay, that's more of that story. And now, I think it's time for me to say goodbye. The live has been for 30 minutes, and it was the first live I've done. I just thought I'd try it out. You know what I mean? Just see what's what really. So I've done it now, live for 30 minutes. And next time I do a live, I want more people to join me, because I don't think enough people joined this one. But oh, wait a minute, someone here. There's a comment here where someone says that their nephew had his wallet stolen by a woman hugging him in Nottingham. Exactly. Thank you for that comment, Charles. It's true. Like I say, it sounds funny. But you've got to be careful if you're out on a night out and a woman wants to hug you, and you've got £8,000 necklace on or a £3,000 necklace on. Don't let her hug you, because you might like the hug, because women, you want to hug them. Oh yeah, I love you, hug you and all that. But then the woman could snatch your necklace. So it's very important Just be careful that you don't get your stuff mixed up. You've got to be careful these days, anyway, haven't you? You just got to be careful because really these days the world's changed and people are crazy now. You know what I mean? It's I don't know. It's just yeah. I think you are right there, Charles. You know, it's true. You know, men are generally naive, and you know, we always want to give women take advantage of us because men are nice, really. I know people talk about this expression, toxic masculinity, toxic masculinity. I mean, it's not, most men are nothing like that. Imagine if men, you know, if the majority of men were toxic, women wouldn't stand a chance. You know, it's toxic is a serious word. It really, you know, it's a strong word to say, you know, to say toxic masculinity. You know what I mean? And most men are nice. Most men, they love women. They want to look after them. They've got a natural instinct to look after women. And even if you look at the word toxic online, I'll just look at it quickly because I might as well just to prolong the live a little bit longer because we're going to come off what just got into the subject now. I'll just use this to talk about this people. Just to prolong it a little bit longer. But it says it here, right? Look, toxic is an adjective, right? And it means containing or being poisonous material, especially when capable of causing death or serious debilitation. So all this, men are not toxic at all. It's all rubbish. In fact, especially in the Western world, men are not toxic. They're definitely not toxic. You know, men are nice. I mean, when I'm out in Manchester City Centre, when I go to City Centre, like, I go buy something, like I go in the shop or something, and there's a woman there behind me coming through the door. I hold the door. You know, women are giving privilege to women. We're not toxic men. All this toxic masculinity. And another thing as well is, I'm just gonna have a bit of a rant here, but you know what I noticed as well is, no matter how much the men do, it's never enough. You know, it's always complaining all the time, man, complaining. And men are the ones that built the whole society we live in. Everything, computers, smartphones, electronics, internet, everything's all been built by men anyway. You should be grateful. Obviously, there's some men that are not very nice, but it's not the vast majority. All this toxic masculinity and all this, it's just nonsense. Really, it's feminist stuff, you know what I mean? It's feminism. That's what's caused a lot of problems as well. You know, men are just nice, generally. Seriously, when I see women, I definitely respect the women. I mean, I see women, in fact, now, in the modern age, I remember talking to this lady at management, this manager at work, this lady is a manager at work, right, at this place I used to work. And when she's talking to me, this is what this manager at work said to me. She said something like, I was talking to a male colleague, she said, and my male colleague said to me, I'm a bit afraid to say I don't want to say women these days, he said. The man was an innocent guy, and was respectful to her. She told me, he said to her, I'm scared to say anything now, because I thought, if I see a woman, like if I see you with a nice dress on or something, with a nice top on or a nice dress, your hair looks nice, I'm scared to say it, and I don't say anything. He said, I'm really scared because I don't want to get brought to HR. I don't want to get a complaint, he said. So, and that's what it's like now. It's the situation we're living today. Men are sort of scared now. They're scared to say, you know, you can't even compliment these days. I remember years ago, right? Remember, I wish I could show on the screen, but in the future, when I get more better with the like, I'm not an expert. I'm just an amateur. I'm not like one of the experts that can do everything. But in the future, I'm going to bring in more technology so I can try and show you pictures and that. But anyway, I remember, right? Yeah, and this guy Charles is saying there, he stopped holding doors for younger ones, and yeah, she said, and I agreed. I believe that, Charles, because you said that this girl said to Charles when he held the door for young girl held the door for her. Charles said that, commenting, he said weirdo. That's definitely true because women are. It's like I've got a great example. I just got to point, but I've got a great anecdotal one for you here. An anecdotal one, right? and what a lot of women, sort of, I'll just say Western women, kind of westernized sort of women in the West, right? They basically, they sort of, women think you fancy them if you just like kind, or um if you kind of what's the word now? If you're polite in a way. Like, I'll give you an example, right? This woman, I remember, I never forget. This is years ago. This, just not that long, but quite a few years ago. But I was in a shop, right? And I'm just having a bit of a rant here, but I was in a shop. I remember this lady she had like a few things. She was like with a few things, like holding a few things, and she had a few cans and different things, holding them like. And so I remember saying to her, I remember saying to this lady, I forgot about it. Just come back to me now. I remember saying to the lady, "Yeah, do you want to use this basket?" I wanted to give her the basket because I had a basket, but I had nothing in it because just sort of starting off. And I thought, do you want to use this? So I said, because I went shopping, I was looking to do some shopping, and I wasn't checking women or not, going in the club or not. I want to go in the club, look. I was just doing a bit of shopping, nothing like that, just normal. And I remember this lady, she had stuff she's holding, she's holding stuff, she's holding like a few things, items like. I said, "Do you want to use this? I can give you this basket." She said, "No, no." Just sort of, no, like, just say, she said it as well. I was hitting on her, because a lot of women now, that if you literally just, if you're polite, you just say, "Excuse me, can I help with that?" "No, I've got a boyfriend." That's what it's like now. A lot of women. If you're a guy and you're polite, a lot of women now, the modern age, it's like, "I've got a boyfriend. You're hitting on me for. I don't want. I'm not fine. Wait, hitting on me." That's what they're like now. The modern women, they literally. If you polite, like, seriously, if you polite now, most guys in the UK definitely polite. UK, because in UK our culture is polite. People, that's why people take the piss in a way in the UK, because the UK, the kind of culture we live in is very polite. We're recognised worldwide as being polite. It's just a culture, and the culture of the UK is like it's normal for us. Like, example, give a great example. It's like we're known in the UK for waiting in queues. It's known. People know worldwide. They sort of recognise that we're known for being polite and waiting. Many other countries, they don't wait. There's a queue. People just walk to the front. They don't wait. They don't go properly. The UK has got a really high standards compared to a lot of other countries. It's a great sort of culture that we have in this country. So we're polite with it. But I think, and people do take the P, like I said, especially in a lot of ways, but I won't go into all that. But anyway, like I say, we'll go back to that thing. So that lady, like I said, the lady, she was, I literally was trying to help, because seriously, I remember that. I remember it clear 2 years ago, but I remember it clear. I wasn't checking women and looking for women in the supermarket. I was literally shopping, but I saw this woman struggling. She was struggling. She looked about her age. I'd probably say she's about maybe 25, 30. But she's sort of holding stuff. She's holding a few things. She's like holding and a few things. I said to her, I meant the basket. "You don't use the basket." And she went, "No, no." And she looked at me to say, "No." But she looked at me to say, I was trying to hit on her. That's what, because if you're polite now as a man, a lot of women do feel that you're hitting on them if you're just polite. If literally, that's how it is now. So you've got to be careful. And like I said, that man, where this place, the manager, he actually said to the manager, because she was pretty hot, she was quite a hot manager. Anyway, he says to her, "Listen, she's told me the story." So she said, Kennedy said to me, he said to me, I'm scared to say, your hair looks nice, so I'm really scared to say that you like your top, or you've got a nice dress on. I'm really scared to say things like that to women. He said, so I don't say anything, but I feel really, really worried. He said, in fact, I remember the gentleman said to me, was like I said, he was worried about being reported to HR if he gave her a compliment. So the modern age is, and I remember even there was a report a few years ago now, and they tried to say, if the man, see, I personally don't do it, but like some men in the past, I think don't really got a date now, but there's used to do this thing called catcalling and stuff, and then I think it's all banned now, like, anyway, but everything's like, men have got to be dead careful on eggshells now in modern age, you know what I mean, in the UK. It's not like it's toxic masculinity, it's the complete opposite. Men are fearful. You can't just say what you want. And, when some men are not very nice towards women, or they're not very nice people towards women, they're not really they're not really they're exception. These ones, the bad guys. Most of the bad guys in the minority. In the UK, most guys are definitely nice, good, polite people. Towards women, and they respect women as well. But they just try to the system we live in today, trying to make out that men are toxic and all this rubbish. You know what I mean? It's just feminism and all this sort of stuff. I think feminism caused that problem with it. And it's a weird one because women's rights and all this. Seriously, England's mainly like, but I've been to the countries. I'm telling you now, if you go to the country, seriously, I'm not joking. I've been to the countries. People don't realize how good this country is. That's why I'll defend the UK. I defend the UK. I don't care. I'm a patriot. I'm a patriot of this country because at the end of the day, this country is just a brilliant country to live in. You have to tell the truth. Loads of countries are way worse, and the men are not polite at all. I don't want to mention names, but there's some countries that the men are definitely not polite to women. Women are like nothing in some countries. Disgusting the way they treat women. This country is nothing like that. It's complete opposite. Men, like I said, they walk on eggshells. They don't want to offend them. They don't want to offend women. You've got to be careful now. I mean, you get called a stalker just saying hello. Hi, okay. Who are you? Who are you? Who are you? You know what I mean? People can't say anything these days. Be careful. You know what I mean? And like Charles is saying in the write up there, Charles, you're right. It was a compliment years ago. You used to say compliment. Now it's harassment. It's true. And like I say, Charles's comments are good comments here. We were raised back then to just be normal, like hold the door and say nice, be complimentary. But you can't compliment a woman now. Say, oh, your hair looks nice. Oh, you're trying to hit on me. Oh, I've got a boyfriend. I'm married. Oh, I've got a boyfriend. Leave me alone. Please. We just being polite. You know what I mean? I don't know. It's just changed the way things have gone now. It's gone systems. It's gone mad. I don't remember years ago. I don't remember this years ago, right? But there used to be this adverts on TV, and then there was one advert. I wish I could show you on the screen, but I'm not got the technology. I'm not that good at technology at the moment. But when I get better at doing live, I can show you some adverts on the screen and all that. But just you have to imagine the advert. But anyway, there's an advert years ago, and the advert was I think it was called Impulse, like a spray or something. Can't remember exactly. But anyway, it used to say at the end of the advert, it used to say men can't help acting on impulse. It used to go. There's an old advert. It said men can't help acting on impulse. Men can't help acting on impulse. That's what it used to say. The advert, right? Hi, Robertson. Hi, Robertson. So Robertson. Hi, hello. But I'm just talking about if you just joined me, Robertson. I've just talked about the old adverts, like about people calling men toxic in this one age, and how it's changed. Because years ago, there's an advert called. I'm going to look up online. I'm going to look online now, and it's called "Men Can't Stop Acting on Impulse." Let's see if we can find it. I'm going to see if I can find it now. Like I say, if I could do it on the screen, I would let you see, but I'm not that good at it at the moment, so I have to. I'll just look up now, see if I can find it. And you can hear the soundtrack. You can find it. But I don't know if I'll be able to find it because I'll try. See if I can find the advert. Yeah, Impulse Body Spray, it says here. And the slogan campaign was Men Can't Stop Acting on Impulse. And it was in the 80s. So you can find video. Yeah, got a video here, but I can't show you. Unfortunately, I can't share the screen with you. I know he's right about it. It's Old Spice, right? Well, let me just see if I can find the advert quickly. Just as an Impulse body spray. Right? I can't. I wish I could show you this, but I can't at the moment. I'm not like an expert, so I can't show it more. But let me just see if I can get the sound. I need to get more technology and all that. Used to, but I'll have to describe what's happening and see if I can find it. Come on. Yeah, this says a 1984 advert. This guy, right, in the advert, I wish I could show you the advert, but I can't show it at the moment, but I can only tell you. This man, right, in the advert, is he sees this woman. Yes, 84. This man is gonna go to a phone box. He sees a woman in the phone box, and he runs to the flower stand to buy some flowers and gives the guy the money. He gives him the money, and then the woman's in the phone box, but the woman's gone off from the phone box. She goes out and she's going down some escalators, and it shows the spray on the body on the body there, on the spray, because she's got impulse on the spray, the woman, and the guy chases her. He finds her going on an escalator. She's quite a pretty woman actually, and he hands her the flowers. He bought some flowers. And he runs to her and hands her the flowers. Imagine if you did that in 2026. 1984. Imagine if you saw a woman just like if ran and got some flowers and ran after the woman and ran down the escalators to try and give her some flowers. You're looking at getting you're looking at spending the night in a cell, mate. You're getting your collar felt, seriously. You get you in handcuffs, you know what I mean? It's all changed now, you see. So compliments now classed as insults, aren't they now? You know, compliments are classed as insults. Crazy. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, compliments are classed as insults. Yeah, it's changed. Yeah, it's changed. But yeah, that's an advert. It's not no sound, so I can't hear the sound. So I can find the advert where I see the sound, but it's all TikTok on here. I'm trying to find a YouTube one that's more easy to. YouTube in. YouTube can sound. Let's have a look. Some reason it's showing oh yeah, no. Oh YouTube, yeah. Look at that. This I can't show you the video, but listen to this sound. And it's about impulse body spray 82, this one. Hope you can hear it.
Be warned, men can't help acting on impulse. Impulse, the new all-over body spray with the reassurance of a gentle deodorant, an irresistible fragrance you wear all over every day. So if a man you've never met before suddenly gives you flowers, that's impulse. Impulse, the new all-over body spray in 4 irresistible fragrances.
So in that advert, the guy's again in a different scene, but he's in a hotel area. He saw a lady and he thought she was really lovely, so he ran after her and he brought her some flowers, and then she was happy to receive the flowers. But in the modern age we live in now, if you did that, you are looking at being locked up potentially. You know what I mean? It's all changed. So anyway, thanks for watching the live, everybody who's stayed with it. And I hope you enjoyed the live. Like I say, I'm not an expert. I'm just, a novice, really, an amateur, just doing my little bit. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you on the next video. Thank you. And I'll do live again, but I don't know when. Probably just one day when I feel like it. Maybe the weekend. So I don't know. I'll do one soon anyway. But thanks for watching, and see you again. Take care. Thank you very much.